Welcome. I'm Joanna Hildreth with the Catoosa County Republican Party's Candidate Interview Committee. Let's take a minute for the other members to introduce themselves.
Michael Powell.
Denise Burns.
Thank you for taking the time out of your campaign to participate in this interview process. We have extended this invitation to all candidates in this race for the purpose of aiding the voters in making their decisions. This video will appear on the Catoosa County Republican Party website. While we do everything to prevent anyone from obtaining the video without proper request or use, we cannot guarantee that the video will not be obtained by others, regardless of our best attempts to secure it. The interview will be shown in its entirety. For the interview, we will be asking around 9 questions, but can offer no prompting. There are no right or wrong answers, only your answers. We ask each candidate the same questions. So please introduce yourself and state the position you're running for.
Yes, my name is Gary Wayne Autry, and I'm running for the office of Tax Commissioner of Catoosa County.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and get started with the questions.
Okay?
Why are you running as a Republican, and what does being a Republican mean to you?
Good. I'm running as a Republican because I believe like Republicans believe. More the mainstay of what they believe, and I believe it's the same, is that we believe in smaller government to start with. You know, we believe in a land of equal opportunity and equal opportunity for all. You know, I believe in that our rights actually come from God. You know, I believe that the Constitution is a sacred document, and document that the government should actually protect. And we should utilize that document as the principles in the founding forefathers, and utilize that in our government and every day.
How would you describe the role of tax commissioner in county government?
The role of tax commissioner in county government. Well, it's a job to start with. It's not a position. I believe that we should be represented well in that office by people who are knowledgeable, people who can bring positive influence as needed to those around us that we serve. To me, it's as a commissioner's job, it is more about the people than it is about the process or procedure. The process and procedure certainly is handed down by the government. We adhere to those rules and those laws. It's not, some people think it's more about an accounting job, but it's really about a process and a procedure. Many of these jobs, I think, don't have strong leadership. You know, strong leadership always provides a path for them to be exited, building behind themselves with leaders themselves. So I believe that the tax commissioner's office is a job that needs to be served with passion, not just a job, but passion for people.
How would you describe the impact of the tax commissioner on the average citizen?
The impact on the tax commissioner. First of all, no one likes to pay taxes. I'm just like everyone else. I own property. I don't really like paying taxes. I can't say that I do. But I do believe that they're necessary. The commissioner and tax commissioner, you know, they don't influence the property tax per se, but they do have to collect them. They receive the taxes and they write the checks to the different county and the state as required.
Do you believe education and experience play a role in being Catoosa County Tax Commissioner? Why or why not?
Yes, I do. I personally believe, if you really want to know the truth, which I always tell the truth, I hate to tell you that, but I think it's a job it shouldn't even be elected. I think it ought to be hired, personally. But I understand why it's elected. It's elected, I believe, because the government needs the people to get behind who's collecting them. So we have an election. But the job is an important job.
If you are elected, do you plan on making any changes in your new role as tax commissioner? If so, please be specific about those changes.
Good question. The question everybody's always wanting to know. First of all, people do not like change. But as you know, and I know, that everything changes. In time, everything changes. I've been out campaigning, and I hear things that need to be changed. The first thing I would do is put a suggestion box in for all the people to put suggestions in. And we'll look at those for the first year, and then we'll adopt any changes we can to a positive way the following year.
How does being a Republican shape your vision as tax commissioner?
That's another good question. I believe that how it shapes my vision, I don't know that the Republican aspect of it actually shapes my vision, quite honestly. I have a vision of my own. I'm a kind of a natural born leader to start with. Family of four, oldest. In every job and every position I've worked, I've been promoted to leadership. And I think it's simply because I'm kind to people. I'm very ethical and honest, and it always shows. And with that, people want to promote you for some reason. But I've always left every place better than I found it. That's the truth.
As a potential Republican official in our community, how would you help the Catoosa County Republican Party grow and spread its influence?
Most of us spread our influence by being good at what we do. People that I know have already begun to stand up and start to take positions in this county just because I take a stand. And not just this county, other counties. It's amazing how an influence of one person can make a difference. So being a good citizen, being a good Christian, goes a long ways to everyone that you're around.
What makes you the best candidate in the Republican field?
Well, that's in the Republican tax commissioner field.
Yes.
Well, certainly, first of all of them are good candidates, I have to say. They're all good people. I've looked at them. Before I decided to run for this office, I checked with the current tax commissioner to see if anyone there was running. Because inherently, it's kind of if someone's already there, ready to lead and run, it would work well. But in this case, when I spoke to Ms. Sanders, there was no one in the office running. So I reviewed her office and some other county offices, seeing if that's something that I felt the Lord would like me to pursue, and it was. So I began to pursue that as a candidate. Now what was the question?
What makes you the best candidate?
Oh, the best candidate. Oh, that's my favorite part. I'm the best candidate simply because I have more in-depth experience in business than any other candidate. I have strong leadership, and when I say that, don't take it lightly. I was corporate vice president at age 27. I've had my own businesses. It is business related, but it's to me what makes me the best candidate for it is that I have a genuine caring attitude toward people. I like people. We get our joy as Christians, as serving. And it's hard to serve a bunch of cows sometimes. I've got a small cattle farm south of Ringo, and I've been doing that for the last 10 years. But for the last 27 prior to that, it's been big business. I've had financial responsibilities of $70 million, 170 employees. I've done every facet of business from human resources, quality programs, purchasing systems, every part of business that I've been responsible for, and done a great job in every one.
Okay, we've come to our last question.
Okay.
Who is your favorite Republican from either the past or present?
I don't know if George Washington was a Republican or not, was he? Did they have parties at that time? No. My absolute best favorite two presidents, I guess, was, of course, Reagan recently and George Washington first. And George Washington was because he had the opportunity to be king. But he knew in his heart that 2 terms was enough. This is what I've learned in business. After so many years, you begin to lose your passion. It becomes a job. And when that happens, you need to move on. I know those feelings, I know the differences. When you have a true passion for something, you really can be great, not just good. And I have a passion to be a great tax commissioner, not a good one.
This concludes the interview. Thank you very much for taking the time to participate in this interview process.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.